Welcome to the Nerd News Podcast, starring Tyson Cox and Tyler Waltz. Don't touch that.
All right, welcome to Nerd Brunch.
Hey-o.
Harder nerd is what I've been calling
Don't
it.
like that.
You don't like harder nerd? All right. For those listening, this is a crosscast between the fantastic Harder Brunch podcast and the also fantastic, because no one can stop me from saying that, Nerd News podcast. I am your host, Tyson Cox. Joined with me is my co-host,
Tyler Waltz.
and also joining me are two dear friends, hosts of the Harder Brunch podcast.
Hi, I'm Dyke Michaels.
And I'm Thaddeus J. McKee, Slappy Peppy Went Went.
That is... I'm so sorry. I didn't ever know your last name. I feel like a jerk.
Oh, Slappy Peppy Went Went has been my last name for about 6 months.
I did not.
nice.
You can just pick up a last name?
Yeah. At the court.
I'm pretty sure you can literally just pay for it and you're good to have whatever name you want.
It's just like marriage.
Hell yeah.
You just go there and you pay for it.
I was going to pick Parker, but I was like, that's not even, I was going to be like Peter Parker, but Tyson Parker, that's not even a cool name. It's just, but yeah.
It's just a slightly different white guy.
So yeah, we're going to talk some nerds topics, and we're also going to talk some food and brunch topics. Let's start with I'm gonna interview the boys over there. I want to so you guys are food nerds, right?
Hello. I like to think so.
Yeah.
Becoming one.
Yeah.
Reformed.
So are you learning? So if you guys don't know, the Harder Brunch podcast is great. Each week they make these absolutely almost ridiculous, slap in the face of God amount of food, and it is so much fun. And then you get a little drunk. It's a good time. But Dyke is a really, really good chef.
Oh, thank you.
Thad is really, really good at eating Dyke's food.
Yeah.
It's an easy job.
It's what I do.
So have you learned anything about cooking or anything from being on the show?
Yeah, I mean, I've actually got to cook for one of the shows. A lot of people don't remember this, but it's a lesser known fact.
I used a lot of NyQuil. That's why.
Yeah, just cook with that. No, I mean, I've learned a lot. I mean, I've learned what every podcast is an education course on the type of food or what region it came from. So Dyke does a good job at adding those types of themes in. So if you listen to the podcast, you're going to learn something.
Good.
I also specifically didn't want it to be like a cooking, like a tutorial podcast. I was like, I'm not interested in being like, here's how you make a crepe, boys and girls. Yeah.
Mainly because I don't know how.
Yeah. But I did want to just make it so we'd eat a bunch of food. Well, it started off, I just made one thing. Originally it was just like, hey, here's your thing. I think when I had that on, originally as a guest, it was like
Steak.
we had steak, and there was two sides, but
No duck egg.
no duck egg.
Yeah,
it was
no
just,
duck eggs.
It was just one thing, and I think when I had Zach on, it was like, how obnoxious can we make a Bloody Mary? And so then, to be cartoonish, we made a Bloody Mary, and it had a burger and pork belly and all this stuff skewered through it. And that's when I started going off the rails, because then I was just the next week I was like, well, I got a top last week.
Well, this week we had bacon pancakes.
They were very good.
They were good, but that was it.
I mean, back to the roots, one thing.
This was also a midweek pop-up, and I was just I was trying to think of, I spent actually more time looking up nerd food. I was well, because here's the thing, we're talking about Gen Con, right? And I used to have a food truck, and we would go down to Gen Con. Food truck game in Indianapolis with Gen Con is huge.
It's
and
wild.
The first year of food trucks came on, they just made money hand over fist. They would be selling out, sending someone in a car to bring back more food, and then just cooking. And then the city saw, there's a little food truck history for you boys. I know everyone likes food truck history.
I'm into this. This is what you're nerdy about,
no, this
man.
is awesome.
But the city saw these food trucks making all this money, and they were like, we want in on this.
What?
And so then because the first year I think it was with, I think technically it was the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl did huge. And then after that, they were like, we should do this at Gen Con. And then Gen Con did huge. And after that, the city was like, we need to start taxing these food trucks.
That sounds.
And so I think they charge
them.
them $400 or $500 now for a spot.
That's wild.
It's crazy. Just to play.
But they still are. That's got to be nothing compared to what they make, because I've been in those lines.
still.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Well, it
still
sucks,
some
but-
incentive to
Yeah.
not do it.
So 2 years, and the thing is, these nerds don't want to walk very far.
No.
They,
What?
they
hang
don't.
on. We can't walk very
They
far.
don't want to get too far away from the gaming. So when I used to work at McNiven's, there would be a kind of older gentleman nerd that wanted to find like a good scotch. Gen Con was the one yearly pilgrimage, and then in the evening they would come down and they would drop some money on like food and a good scotch or whatever. So I got in my head, I was like, oh, everywhere's busy on Gen Con, and so we didn't get one of those spots the first year I had the food truck, and we just parked in front of the Kurt Vonnegut Museum, which is about 2 miles away.
Yeah.
No one came. No one came. I made like 2 nerdy burgers. Like we were like mentioning Boss Monster because I was like friends with the people that made Boss Monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like one of the owners, cool dude, walked down all the way to the food truck just to get a burger, just because we had made a specialty burger for them.
That's great. Yeah.
Nice.
What is? I want to ask. What is a nerd burger? And please insult my culture.
It was just as much possible pandering as possible. So
Of course.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
no, I had one in with the people from Boss Monster. So I was just like, because like the first year Boss Monster came, I had like hit them up on Twitter because I had bought the game ahead of time.
Okay.
And then they were coming for Gen Con, and I was like, hey, if you guys come to Indianapolis, come out to Blackacre. And then I forgot I was out of town that weekend.
Oh, no.
So they came into Blackacre with like T-shirts and like swag and all this stuff. They had been on the floor all day, and then they came all the way out to Blackacre just to see me, and I wasn't there.
They're like, and we hate.
And so the next year I felt bad, so I made a Boss Monster burger, and I made like it was Game of Thrones was still popping off at the time, so I made a
pre-season 8.
Yeah.
I made when we still liked Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I made Dracarys burger.
I love how quickly all of the fandom just disappeared.
Oh yeah, just flipped on its head.
Oh yeah,
just gone.
I saw. Didn't you buy like a bunch of like dollar mugs that used to go for like $20?
Yeah.
Just
so
because they had the dragon on.
the year after that terrible season came out, they have like the hand sandblasted like mugs that you can buy, and my buddy and I will always pick one up, and it's always like, hey, I got like a Godzilla one or a Pokemon one or whatever. All of the Game of Thrones ones were 75% off, and you got one free with another mug purchase.
Oh wow.
That's
it
like the
went that
closest thing to just throwing them away.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know that as a TV producer, you failed when your sandblasted mugs are being given out for free.
They're gonna find a bunch of them in like third world countries and stuff like that.
Super Bowl T-shirts.
Oh man, that's
Pick up your gruel with that Joffrey mug. What are we doing? But yeah, so I made these 2. I made a Dracarys burger, which was like super spicy, and then I made a Boss Monster burger, which I think was like a double or triple bacon burger.
Okay.
And I think we had a handful of people. I had this TARDIS off screen here. I had that as the tip jar.
Doctor Who did?
Yeah. Doctor Who Dat.
Oh my god, I would love to see like a knockoff called Doctor Who Dat.
And is there a black Doctor Who? I'm sorry again.
The new one.
So it's just the Doctor. You don't call him Doctor Who or her Doctor Who. Right. You call her the Doctor, him the Doctor. But the new Doctor on Doctor Who
is black.
is going to be black.
I actually hadn't heard
A
that
black
yet.
woman, black man.
A black man, and I
Yeah, nerds. We gotta do it one at a time. Nerds can't handle it.
They went woman, and everyone went and then they went black guy, and everyone's like, better somehow.
It is really wild that like people will just show their ass like that on accident. Like
Yeah.
they don't realize it, but they're like, black woman, no, black guy. Yeah, I guess.
I feel bad whenever my opinion lines up with a bunch of shitty fandom, but for different reasons.
Yes.
Like I was a
That's terrible.
huge proponent of like Lady Ghostbusters. I was like, you never know. I was like, Ghostbusters,
Right.
like really resonated with me as a kid. Maybe it's gonna inspire like a new crop of women to become scientists, and like who are we to
The Scully effect.
like who are we to stop blah blah blah. And then the movie came out, and I was like,
This was bad.
it was not a good movie.
Yeah, it was not a good movie.
It had nothing to do with their gender. It just had to do with it wasn't well written.
Exactly. I actually just went through that with the new Resident Evil series on Netflix.
I tried.
Love Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. I like some of the changes. The actor that they got for Wesker, incredible.
Great
Killed
actor.
It. Absolutely killed it.
Weird. They gave him a weird look. Again, he looked like Blade.
Yeah,
That's all they
the
did.
internet joke was like, oh, cool, Blade's in Resident Evil.
MCU's really reaching
He's
out.
the dude that he always plays the scary black guy and everything that he's in.
Pretty much. But gave it a shot, and then everybody was shitting on it for the exact same reasons that you were saying. And I'm like, no, it's just genuinely a terrible show.
Just not
like,
good.
No.
I feel like while I'm in a room with nerds, I do want to know what black character did make most people mad. Like, I know there was a black Spider-Man, people were mad, or
It's
black
just
James
every
Bond.
time.
No. Everyone loved
Miles. Everybody loved
yes.
Miles.
Yeah.
Had it been live action, I think they would have got mad for some reason.
So-
We can handle a cartoon black
So
guy.
this
Black
is
Superman?
you mean Steel with Shaquille O'Neal?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
there you go.
The reason I think this is what I've kind of like gleaned is the reason a lot of people get mad when they just flip some, like, make him a black guy, which really ultimately doesn't matter at all. But they get mad, like, people get mad. The right way to get mad is, like, you don't have to change the character. Make a character. Give the fans them
Make a new character.
a new character.
Yeah.
Make them cool and put the work in with them. Like Static Shock? The people are trying to get a Static Shock movie.
Amazing.
And like that'd be great. Miles Morales is he's not Black Peter Parker, he's Miles Morales.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's why they like him.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not taking the place.
But like also comics, even since going back to like the 50s and 60s, were like, how do we make a Superman, but like a young lady?
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
let's not pretend that they made a super dog. You know,
Right.
like
Hey,
Yeah.
Cosmo, look at no, I don't give a shit about Superman. Fuck the big blue Boy Scout.
No, it is weird though when people get really hung up on that kind of stuff because like it won't cross my mind at all.
Right.
But I've seen posts online where it's like they made the third cousin of Batman. It's like, what do we even give a shit?
I didn't get
about
mad.
Anything.
I got mad when they cast Jessica with like no, it wasn't Jessica, but like who they made. Hair is a big thing to me. Like when they made Mary Jane, where they were like, what's her name's going to be the new Mary Jane?
Kirsten Dunst back
Yeah.
in the day.
No, the new one. The
Zendaya.
Zendaya.
Yeah.
And I was just like, cool. She should have red hair. That was the only thing. And it's not even like black women can't have red hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, we
I've
could
seen
easily
it.
just.
I've seen it.
Mary Jane
funny.
is known for like one physical characteristic, and she
Yeah.
has red hair, and then so it
that's
just
what
bothered
bothered
me.
you.
Yeah, just
Is
like
that why you're punching holes in the wall?
yeah, it was like a lot of drywall that took the wrath that day.
And I'll say this, like, people like the switch up. I mean, people loved Hamilton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you should have made that your personal campaign. Like, just tweet out like hashtag make red again or something like that. Just something hilarious.
Yeah.
Just a way blow it out of the water.
When I went to see Hamilton, I was very sad because even though it's an amazing play,
Yeah.
as I'm looking around the faces of the audience, there was only me and one other black woman in the
Right.
entire audience. So we
Right.
looked at each other. Single tear went down our face. But everyone that worked at there, like the ticket taker, everyone else was black. And
Okay.
the entire audience was white except for me and this black lady. And I was just like, oh, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then when we left, we literally cut through this sketchy alley. This was in Chicago.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is how Batman's parents died.
Yeah.
I was like, we're leaving a play, and I'm in this sketchy alley.
I've still
See,
never
you're-
seen Hamilton.
This is how you get
You're-
Batman's.
No, you're safe because you don't have money.
Or a wife.
This is the last thing I'll say about Hamilton, guys. I know I brought it
You've
up.
been really rallying against it.
Well, here's the. I wanted to do one too about a presidential, like about the making of the country, and I wanted to do the Hamilton version of Abraham Lincoln.
You wanted the
I
ham
call
eyes.
Lincoln, yeah.
Okay.
Like John Wilkes Booth is just going to be black. He's definitely, and people aren't going to be okay with it at first, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, I see what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's ruining America."
That'd be funny if there was a race swapped Hamilton.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like, why do we do Hamilton, but they're all white?
Yeah, make the slave. I thought you meant if they just switched the whole race in Lincoln, so it's all white slaves.
Ah, no.
Yeah.
It'd be David Brooks's dream.
Yeah, but that was my Gen Con experience was that. And then a year after that, we took the food truck and we better plan this year. Vonnegut Museum was not popping. And it was the first year that Tapper's Arcade Bar
Okay,
went up. So it's just like, obviously the nerds are going to come here. It's not very far from downtown, Fountain Square. Fletcher Place is right there.
Yeah.
We set up shop all weekend in front of Tapper's. And it
Nothing?
was just like, I mean, a handful of people, but it was not
Yeah.
the...
It's because like people will go there, game for 20 hours, go sleep for 4, come back and
They're not
do it
going.
again.
They're not going anywhere else.
No,
No.
like they
No,
go
they're
out.
not.
They go out because the sun's outside mainly. But they go to the food court and come back. That's
This
it.
was like 2016, so like a barcade was like brand new to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So I thought like, oh, the novelty of this. Someone's gonna Google what to do. It's not that far.
Right.
I think there was even shuttles that were taking people. No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah. Well,
think the-
Tappers started hosting the post party to Gen Con like the year after it came out. 'Cause
Smart.
I remember going to the post party at Tappers for like 2 years.
Well, here's there's been a couple of times where certain bars have got bit in the ass. Like during the Super Bowl, they thought Broad Ripple thought that they were going to be banging. And nothing. And they just bought hundreds, thousands of dollars worth of kegs, sat on it, didn't do shit. Because everything was so condensed in Super Bowl Village.
Yeah.
And the weather was nice, but nobody was going anywhere.
Yeah.
Same thing was like Tappers had they had like triple inventory, thinking they were just going to get their dicks kicked in, and just nothing out of the ordinary happened.
That's brutal.
So to have the wherewithal to be like the next year, like, okay, let's figure something out. Let's have the after party. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, Thad, you've been quiet. I feel bad. You've been kind of quiet, Thad. What are you?
Oh,
what are you?
I'm a quiet man.
What are your passions?
What are my passions?
What are your passions? What are you nerdy about?
I mean, man, I like music. I like listening to the new albums and talking about what was said in them. I like comedy, obviously. I mean, I think we all like comedy. So
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. It's stand up. It's a stand up thing.
Oh,
I've never said a joke, actually.
I know that for a fact.
yeah, that's why you didn't move on the contest.
Hey, zinger. But yeah, I mean, my stuff is real boring. I got a real job right now, and
Burn on everyone in this room.
I mean, they have a real job too.
Yeah.
Oh, just me.
Yeah, like
I want I want this to be my job. That's way better.
Yeah, we want Harder Brunch. That's we're taking it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Tyler, get the gun. Get the gun.
oh, did you bring the gun, by the way?
No,
That was not confident.
never.
All right, but I want to play a game with you guys since you guys are a brunch podcast.
Okay.
All right, I want to know, and it's pretty convenient.
Wait,
you know.
are we on a team or are we against each other? 'Cause that's huge.
No, on your team.
Yeah, I think it's more of just a cooperative agreement.
You picked a bad
It's an
teammate.
improv comedy goof 'em up.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Because I want to know. So you guys, you cook food, you eat food. I want to know. You guys could double up on it. Actually, I want to know how would you cook it, and what do you think it like, and what do you think it tastes like? How would you cook it, and would you eat it? Those are the 3 questions.
Cool. Do you want game show music?
Do you have some?
There we go.
Welcome to What Does It Taste Like? How would you cook it? Would you eat it? Starring my co-hosts. Cut it. Cut the music. Cut. Thank you. He's a professional. All right. I want to know. So let's start. So I was looking up because this was inspired by the Halo series. Like there's a chip that came up for the Halo series.
Like a potato chip?
It was a Pringles that was flavored like I can't remember the name, but it was like the birds that would live on one of the planets.
Oh.
It looked like a big cassowary almost. So I want to know, what do you think a gremlin tastes like? There's Gizmo right there.
There's Gizmo. So, like, side plug. The creature creator of the Gremlins signed a poster for us to Harder Brunch.
Oh, that's great.
That is
And
really
he made the Gremlins and he made the Fly from the 1980s.
Oh, gross.
And he told us what gremlins taste like. So
Yeah.
In your
He
face.
sent us the recipe.
Okay. All right.
Man, no, I think a gremlin's gonna. So, gremlin's kind of like a little reptilian.
Okay.
So I think it's gonna be maybe close to like alligator.
All right.
Maybe like alligator because they're not. It's not a snake. They have legs, right?
Okay.
They got legs. They got arms. There's talons. I'm gonna have to say.
Hair.
Are they reptilian for a fact?
There's scaly.
Yeah, here's the thing. Does it matter if it's in the cute fuzzy version?
No, I was
or-
next. Don't jump the gun.
Oh,
you son of a.
shit.
Oh yeah,
That's a mogwai. All right.
You prepare Mogwai totally different than Gremlin. Don't be ridiculous, Tyler. We're talking about classic traditional Gremlin preparation.
Yeah,
right?
That's on me. That's-
What would you make? Would you make like a gremlin egg omelet when it's still in the thing? Would you butcher one up? Like eat them like wings or frog legs? What
Well,
would
you
do?
got to be real careful because you can't get any water on them. You can't get any
that's what I
water
was
on them
thinking.
at all
So
while you're cooking.
dry rubs.
I wonder if a gremlin's already dead and it gets water on it. Does
Just other dead gremlins.
Let's start popping out. Ooh, and I like a nice. You know what? I am going to do a dry rub on it.
Okay.
I'm going to do a dry rub, and I'm going to smoke it low and slow.
All right.
Yeah, I think almost kind of like you would like I don't know. I've never had smoked alligator before, but I feel like you could do a dry rub, smoke it. I mean, you know what? Worst thing's going to happen is going to kind of turn into like a gremlin jerky.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, question, Thad.
I like the way you went with it, but I thought like the inside of gremlins would be like powdery because they could not take water. So I'm thinking a little bit like a dandelion salad. It's going to taste like dandelions, and I'm going to pickle it. So
wait, you're going to pickle the
gremlin.
Dandelion and pickled gremlin salad?
Yeah.
I mean, now that sounds fancier than what I brought to the table.
Yeah.
Not to be outdone.
And that's what I learned from Harder Brunch.
Ooh, I like the callback. But so would you'd eat it? You'd eat a gremlin?
I think I'd eat the salad. I think I want that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We goofed Mogwai. Let's do a quick one. Mogwai. How would you prepare it?
Completely different. Yeah.
You're being
Mogwai is going to have more marbling because it's a fatter creature. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think you're going to want to cook that. I think we're going to use you're going to do low and slow, but I think you want to do more like a braising or like a slow cooker.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to see more like a Mogwai roast. I think you want to do more like a kind of like a pot roast kind of situation with some onions and potatoes. I think it's like a nice hearty Mogwai. I mean, where do you think the Mogwais originally came from? Because me and my friend had a whole idea for a Mogwai prequel movie.
Ooh.
I assumed like overseas.
Oh.
Nice. It was like the overseas.
Oh man!
So
speaking of,
That was the wrong way to be vague.
So we know.
I meant China. I was gonna say China.
So yeah,
anywhere but America.
So we know an Asian man brought it to America, right? From the first movie.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I think that like back in the day, like maybe Genghis Khan or somebody, I think they had armies of Mogwais that fought each other, and they would use it as a weapon. And then like someone had to like burn the Mogwai fields down or the gremlin fields down until there was just one left. You know, like I feel like it was almost like biological warfare.
Okay.
Okay.
And then they were just like, one got saved and it was like, we can't, you know, destroy this entire like race of creatures, whatever, but like you have to keep this safe. And then he just bequeathed it to his son, to his son, to his son.
Oh, so they're immortal?
Yeah, until I think they
You can't even. Oh yeah.
I think
You know this.
I don't
They're
no,
like alligators and lobsters. They don't die of old age.
they're actually not immortal because they're very easy to kill.
Yeah.
Like sunlight kills them.
I honestly kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, no, they're very hard. But if you can keep them alive, they have a very extended lifespan, I think.
Okay. All right.
I would watch that movie for sure.
There it is.
I'm gonna go with this raw. I'm talking sushi Mogwai.
Oh wow.
Mogwai sashimi?
Yes.
That does sound good.
Mogwai sashimi. Very salty. That's it.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Unicorn blood.
Unicorn blood?
Yeah.
What does it taste like?
Yeah, well, I was thinking, wasn't unicorn blood? Was Voldemort? You know, ate it, his nose fell off, right?
Yeah. Is that a universal? Like, I know the silver blood and everything like that from Harry Potter. Is that a universal, like, unicorn thing, or you know, because like there could be different lores for different.
Same thing happened to my aunt.
Yeah. I think unicorns are like vague enough and popular enough that they've never had like
a real deep dive on their blood.
Yeah. There wasn't like
makes
it's not
sense.
like there's no Dracula to vampire, you know, vampire to Dracula. There's no like Gribbs the unicorn.
Unicorns are like the type
Yeah.
of will they fall under Fae? Are they kind of
I would assume so, yeah.
kinda like
Let us know, audience. Is unicorn fag?
What about Pegasus?
Pegasus? It's a different unicorn.
I think Pegasus meat is delicious.
It's probably so
because I feel like they very rarely touch the ground.
it's all the unicorn
Yeah.
without the guilt, you know.
I feel like it's almost like veal.
Yeah,
You know,
very.
it's almost like
No, but you see them when they're in the sky. They run. They run in the sky.
yeah, but they're not working those
They're
muscles.
flapping.
They're
No.
not touching the ground.
Flapping.
So they just have like a real tight core then.
Yeah,
It's all for
yeah,
show.
Yeah, just,
Okay, it's all-
the wing muscles.
It's actually just showing that they could be running, but they're just rubbing it in our faces.
Unicorn,
Unicorn, just not blood specific.
unicorn blood sausage. I'm
that's
probably gonna here's the thing: it's gonna taste like horse. I feel like it's gonna be kind of.
There's no
And we
way.
all know what horse tastes like.
But I feel like the blood is gonna be fun colored. I feel
Silver,
like
yeah.
it's gonna it's silver.
Or rainbow.
Yeah, it's silver.
I think it's poop and vomit is, according to the commercials, is rainbow colored. So.
Right, but the blood is silver.
Yeah.
So like a silver, like a fun silver sausage. Maybe it makes a fun sound when you bite into it.
Like you're eating like some kind of ingot of metal, right? You know,
Yeah. Also, I feel like there's either like some sort of spell or enchantment that happens after you eat it. Like I feel like you can fly for an hour after you eat.
Okay.
Or
I think unicorn meat would taste like caffeinated horse. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you take a bite and you're like, it's fizzy. You're like,
are you ready for energy, horse?
Man, I mean, I'm gonna go with a soup.
Soup.
Yeah,
Unicorn blood soup.
Blood
Like a
soup.
silver soup.
yeah,
all right.
with a spoon, silver
a
spoon.
little mercurial soup.
Yeah. Like some potatoes and stuff in there, right? Potato, onion, something like that.
Like I said, that's
Is it like a
stew.
chowder, or is it like
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have potato. It's
thin
like
soup.
it's a thin soup. You're gonna have some potato. You're gonna have some chicken. You're gonna have some mogwai.
So it's like a gumbo.
Yeah, it is a gumbo.
Oh wow.
Unicorn blood gumbo.
I got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
A tauntaun from Star Wars.
Ooh.
And what other Star Wars creature would you pair with it?
Oh man. So a tauntaun is gonna be very cold, so it's gonna have a lot of fat.
I'd eat Yoda.
It's a lot of fat.
The baby one.
So I think you're gonna want to do something with that fat. Like I would almost okay. I think we're gonna do a tauntaun confit. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna cook it low and slow in its own fat.
Yeah, I knew what that is.
And
Yeah, I didn't know what that was either.
so like a duck.
I think it was a Trump tweet. At one point.
Everybody knows I make the best tauntaun coffee. Yeah, so it's like you just cook something in its own fat is confiting. But yeah, you cook it low and slow, and then all that fat is gonna bubble up, and it's gonna add flavor back into the meat. And then you're gonna take that sweet confit tauntaun meat. We're gonna make little street tacos out of them. That's what
I was literally just thinking tacos.
Yeah.
I was like a tauntaun burrito.
Yeah, and then we're gonna dice up just a little bit of Ewok tongue. We're just gonna do a little bit of
wow.
Ewok tongue. And we're just gonna throw that in the mix.
Okay.
Fun fact: Ewok tongue is flavorless. It's just for spite. It's just for
No, I
learning
feel
how to
ba-
blink.
You can't eat Ewoks; they're sentient, right? Like you can't.
So are gremlins
Yeah,
and unicorns.
but they're bad.
Mogwai.
Ooh, what about Sarlacc?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Ooh.
What would that even taste like?
Gonna need a big grill.
Yeah.
Gonna need a bigger grill.
A bigger grill.
Would that, because it has like a lot of tentacles and stuff, you know? So
yeah.
You eat the tentacles.
yeah, like, but what would that taste like?
I don't know. It's kind of like eating like garbage, like bottom tier garbage fish. I feel like because it eats trash,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You don't want to eat something that eats that much trash.
And
Right.
it just sits all day too. So
Yeah.
it's like a live plant almost.
Yeah, how much shit falls in it?
I do really like the Tauntaun street tacos. I don't know,
Tauntaun
man.
Street Taco is a great band name.
Oh yeah.
Street taco.
Ewoks. I just feel bad because the Ewoks were supposed to be like the Viet Cong, right? Like that was the
Yeah.
whole like thinking about them.
From my understanding, it was actually originally supposed to be Kashyyyk with all the Wookiees, but they were running out of time, so they just repurposed it and kind of made Ewoks a thing.
That's so like we ran out of fabric for 6. We needed
Yeah.
a bunch of Wookiees, but we have ran out. So we're gonna make 78 suits out of the 6 Wookiee suits.
Right. But I think that was like the technical side of things what
Yeah.
happened. I'm sure there's some kind of lore crazy thing that, was Ewoks.
What about you? Who would you cook from Star Wars?
Well, no, I mean, when we're doing tauntaun, I'm doing chitlins with just the guts. You know.
Fucking smells worse from the inside.
You already sliced them up.
Yeah,
You
already slice it up.
and
You see what's coming out, and they're long. Their guts are long, so you're
Yeah.
going to be able to feed a lot of people, and that's what I'm thinking about when I'm feeding people. How many people can I feed?
Oh, that's good.
And so, and then I would take the skin, I would sous vide that, and so it's just falling apart. And then I'm making a turducken with a Wookiee.
Full Wookiee. Oh my
Full,
god.
it's gonna-
No, you got to do an Ewok inside a Wookiee inside of the Tauntaun.
Yeah.
There we go. So
Now it's a turducken.
Right, but that Wookiee layer is going to be a bit chewy.
Give me the music. We're done. We're give us. Play me out, Thad. Play us out. Play the game out. Yeah,
There it is.
thank you for joining us for the first and only episode of. Well, that was pretty fun. How would you eat it? How would you cook it? Whatever the hell I named the game. Yeah, all right. But we're actually going to use that as a good breaking point. We're doing a crosscast. So this was the nerd part of the Nerd Brunch. So make sure to go over to the Harder Brunch page and listen to the other half of the podcast. We'll get you guys all linked up and whatnot. It'll be a good time. Yeah. What do you guys want to just tell us your ats real quick?
Yeah, I'm at Dyke Michaels on all social media.
And I'm at Thad McKee on all social media.
Hell yeah. And what's your podcast, guys?
Harder Brunch.
How do we find that?
Go to at Harder Brunch or harderbrunch.com.
Ooh, wonderful, wonderful.
If you want some of that hot merch.
Nice.
Some good stuff. I gotta get one of those.
Yeah.
All right, I'm at Tyson Cox Comedy.
And I'm at Tyler Waltz Comedy.
All right, we'll see you over at Harder Brunch.
Thanks, nerds.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks.